What up, everybody? We're back today, episode 7, Power Talk, Earth 2, along with the Big Old Belt. We're doing this again. Catch up on all our latest episodes as we covering and reviewing Power. We're talking episode 7, Like Father, Like Son. This is a full deep dive discussion, which means total spoilers, which means that if you have not seen episode 7 yet, go by STARZ app or whatever it may be. Check that out, and then come back on our YouTube, SoundCloud, iTunes, all that other good stuff, and check out this latest episode because we're going to dive deep into it. And definitely check out our previous episodes so you can catch up on our discussions and join along with them. But episode 7, Like
Previously
Father,
on.
Like Son. Um,
Lucas, did you
First
just
of
say
all, fellas,
previously
we
on
got
Power?
the whole team is here
I
today.
did say previously on.
The whole team is here, so it looks like we're gonna have a good, healthy, good, nice conversation. But I can't say I won't be attacking somebody personally today because one of the two people across from me will be getting a piece of my mind about a certain character's psychology that was tested last episode. That this episode was almost like that character was like, "Oh, for real? Okay, I'll take
Y'all
care of
must
that
have
for that.
forgot.
Don't worry, I
Y'all
got
must
that."
have forgot.
But
That's what
before we get into like the premise of this episode, let's do like we typically do. Let's talk about the title, Like Father, Like Son. Fellas, what does the title mean to you regarding this episode?
You go first, Luke.
Oh, okay. I think the obvious part would be for anyone to think that Tariq would be like Ghost in a sense of the kingpin, the drug lord type of thing. I think like father, like son is more of Tariq's lies catching up to him the way Ghost's lies caught up to him. I think it was what I will is and it, remind me if I'm wrong here, like season 4 or so, when all of his lies started coming to fruition and he got caught on everything
Right,
he did.
right.
That's what this episode was for Tariq. When all of his lies came out and his when they come out, they strip you raw and that's it. Like you have nothing else to hide from people. So I think that's what this episode meant by like father, like son.
I 100% agree with you. I mean, the obvious, like you said, it points to, Tariq is about to be the next king in New York in terms of drug dealing, but he can't seem to get it right because he keeps lying to everybody, and it keeps coming out to catch him. And exactly like Lou said, like father, like son is Tariq's lies or missteps or everything that he's tried to do or done catching up to him. Just like at some point with Ghost, everything was catching up to him, and now he it's almost like, well, with the difference, you know what, I'm not gonna, but yeah, the title was just that to me, yeah, because there is a difference if you move in into further down into the episode.
Yeah, and for me too, I don't think I was very intrigued how you guys were going to approach it. I didn't think there was nothing that wasn't kind of transparent throughout the duration of the season. So like father, like son, um, which was used frequently in this episode is like your father. So sins of your father's past is in Tariq's DNA. So a lot of what Ghost went through as a child is now starting to become the same with Tariq. Obviously, Tasha sees it from their long established
Yes,
relationships, and
yes.
and it's like a stereotypical. It's like a stereotypical stereotype to say it because as much as it's like father like son, it's also like I mean I know the saying, but like he's also equally half DNA like Tasha. But if anybody can make that statement and it becomes law, it's Tasha. So Tasha says she sees it, and that's what it is. So no matter what, I think for the viewers and even other characters in the episode to say like, oh, you're like your dad because he lies and stuff like that, whatever that may be. When Tasha says it, that's just law. So she's seeing the whole manifest of this troubled teenage who's trying to find his identity, and no matter what he thinks he's going to be, because he's at times he's like he wants to say he's Ghost, sometimes he wants to say he's like Kanan, but Tasha's like, no, you're your dad,
Yeah,
100%.
yeah,
This is nothing new to
yeah,
me.
she brought him back straight up with that.
Yeah,
Could we also point out that it's the women who clearly see and are not don't have rose-colored eyes towards him. That's important.
Yes, 100%,
Yeah,
100%.
because like Keisha, um,
Yeah,
you know,
Tariq is not the
it's
same
hard
He,
anymore.
it's hard for me to really sit here and be like, Keisha, I agree with she's saying, but when she had that conversation with him throughout the door about and to Tommy too about him always
yeah,
lying, his credibility shot, which we've been saying for a while. We know he's a liar because he can't figure out who he is, you know.
Right,
And even
right.
and even this episode, he doesn't know who he is until the last 5 minutes of this episode. He thinks he's
Yes.
going to be this. He thinks he wants to be that. Kanan says you're going to be this, but Tasha's like, uh, this is who you are, and this is what I got to do to ensure you to have like a long, healthy life. So, but yeah, it's just weird that Keisha's saying it, and it's just like, yo, I don't really listen or trust anything Keisha's saying. But when she talked about Tariq, I was just like, yeah, she's
Oh
right.
no, that was on the money.
She's
With Tariq,
right.
that
she
was
was
on the money. Like,
with her conversation about Tariq. She became the viewers, so they used LaKeisha as the voice of the viewers.
Yeah.
right.
And I'm thinking that that's going to be the direction you're going to get from the rest of the time that she's on the show before Tommy kills her, is that she's going to be the voice of the viewers, because what she was saying is what every viewer of this show has been saying about Tariq. She just put it out there like, why are you trusting this little nigga? Like, we know who he is at this point.
And another
And
thing,
that's
and
the way the
another
viewers
thing,
feel.
she has also been like an aunt, like she's been like there watching him, like where we don't get to see some of Tariq. She's seen a bunch more of Tariq than we have, so I feel like I can trust her on what Tariq says. Like, I'm not on Tariq says on what she says about Tariq 100%. But again, we are, as most of the viewers have been saying, shut, like we don't no one should trust Tariq. She literally was the voice of the viewers. Like, you
Yeah,
hit the
yeah,
nail on the head.
yeah. And Keisha's also been really envious to the family. So considering that
Yeah.
everything Tasha was getting from Ghost and Tasha's lifestyle, and obviously the kids' lifestyle, is something that she's always wished she had. Which we know that to be very like evident in her ideology because now she's like, I don't want to like. She didn't see all the hard work like they were doing in the background. She just seen the glamorous
The
stuff. That's
glitz
where
and the
she's at
glam.
now. Like,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
want to be blah 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 away from all this whatever. So, but yeah, and also too, which I don't know if you were going to bring this up when you say all the women's, but Detective Rodriguez as well too also brought a very interesting point about Tariq by saying like, you know, I can tell he's lying, sort of say, but something just don't, and you can tell he's innocent because of the
She
things he's
said
been through.
she said he was credible. She said that I found him credible, but something is there.
Yes,
Yeah,
Nigga,
like,
yeah. There's a
how
gap in
did you
something
find
he's
him
missing.
credible? How did she find
bruh,
him credible?
son.
How did she find him credible?
Like, I mean,
I,
but
To
again,
steal
I
the
think.
famous words of David Chappelle, this nigga was clearly lying.
But you
How
see,
did you find
you see what it is right? What it is, right? Again, I think because we, as the viewers, know. So when she says that, we can automatically be like, "Shut up, like you sound dumb." But I think she might find him just a smidge. Like, there might be something where she feels like he's lying about something, but I think he's credible
but
enough
you know,
for us to believe what he's saying.
I agree, and I think too that because her being a detective, she has to like sort of take word, but also be suspicious. So I don't think what she's saying is wrong. I think she says just a sense of like innocence to him, but something's not adding up.
this
So
nigga
like,
has no innocence to him?
but she's done the right thing. She's done the investigation. She didn't clear this guy. He's not cleared at all. But we'll talk about in the episode because a bigger trump card really
Mm-hmm.
derailed her trajectory on Tariq. So again, yeah, I definitely agree with Modi. I think she's like not saying he's clean off the board, but I know there's something else I
I,
need to be
I
looking
think
into.
Yeah.
I think she's not gonna look into him at all. I think they're using that angle to play up the one thing I kept on saying last week, which was Tasha's clearly the smartest one of them all.
Yeah,
I think they're truly playing that angle up because when he was about to start, when he goes into the beginning of his story with them and he's clearly lying, and Tasha corrects him on the spot of how to say it, what he needed to say, and things of that nature, that's playing up the angle that Tasha's so good she can get this little nigga to seem credible to the police.
again, I don't find no fault. I don't find no fault in that. I know we talked about it a lot last week. I don't find no fault in that scene at all, and that's why because one of you guys said it, but I think it was one of those things. I say like, let's see how this scene builds importance for the future, and I think 100% what you're saying is what we got a sprinkle of it now, but a lot more of it coming up soon. A very small scene.
Wait a minute,
And
Can I
somebody
say
did say that
something?
last
But
week,
no,
didn't it?
about that
Didn't
scene,
somebody say that last
I
week?
think
I
it's
agree with
important.
you. I
Somebody said
definitely
that
agree
last
with
week.
you. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh
hey,
yeah.
hey,
But
I
no,
don't
but
think that
two
scene is
more points
important.
tonight though. To more points tonight too. I think it is very important for people viewers to watch it to understand that because we do see the whole scale of the
Yes.
story that a character is not us. You know what I mean? So the,
you gotta take it out though. Once you view anything, you have to take out of the information that you may know coming into a certain scene and
yeah.
Right.
approach it
That's a
from
lot of
that
people. I
perspective
don't
of
think
the
a lot of people
character.
do that. So, you know,
Yeah,
that's why we try to
I,
bring a source of reasoning to this discussion.
I'm about to say because
so, so,
I spent a
What
good
you
20
try to call
minutes
out
talking
people?
about how important that bar scene was and how
yeah.
that was probably the pivotal scene,
I,
and
all I
certain
know is
people
that all I know is
on
that
our
there was
panel
a certain
getting
somebody
on me
said we
like,
didn't need it. A certain somebody said we didn't need it. But
no. A certain somebody said it was the most important scene in the series. I
Hey,
clearly
you might
said
as
that.
well just call out names. Because
Thank you. I clearly
I don't
said
know.
it.
I don't know nobody
I
name.
clearly
Hey,
said it.
let's move forward. Let's get to the social media stuff now. As we now, there's a couple of things to talk about on the social media, and what I mean by social media is we're kind of responding and reacting to the things that people using the hashtag Power TV memes and all that other good stuff that's floating around after episode 7. And I'm not gonna go to the obviously funny one that I've been laughing about for the last 30 minutes, but um I totally do still feel it going into the third week or 2 episodes after that Proctor's absence totally still is hitting me. It's just like I'm used to him being the one to be the snarky one with all his law education to set the perception of what's happening in certain scenes. As long as him being like witty, but also very educated, and I think that character was such a good dynamic now that when it be scenes where it just be like, yo, and like you talking about with Keisha being the voice of reasoning, I felt like Proctor was like the voice of education for people to kind of
Yes.
understand
Son,
how certain things are happening.
especially for Ghost. It's
Exactly. So like along with that being there for people and me just enjoying his character, yeah, I still miss my man Proctor. Man, I gotta give a rest in peace to my man BG, the realest, nicest teddy bear gangster ever.
Isn't he
That's a
vegan
that's
now?
a
my man done, my man out here watching his calories. My man out here making sure that the boys ain't fighting. He quit to
he got the
Man,
apologize. He's doing
he got
the
the softest voice
he man
ever
he
for a
let
hitman in the
he was
crew.
gonna let Dre call his daughter. That was a real one right there. And he always had Tommy back, man. And he
always.
died to a
That's
sucker, man. Rest in peace to my man BG. Y'all can have the social media part for a second. I gotta give a quick 5 second of silence for BG real
that
quick.
was I'm gonna say that was a bitch ass move. I'm not letting you call your what? What? I'm gonna lay you out, especially since his daughter magically grows different inches and shit during showtime. So I'm definitely
Oh.
gonna lay her out too. Damn it!
Also, BG so nice. He didn't even carry his gun in his back. He carries it in the front for people.
Who the hell
Son.
carries a gun in the front?
Oh my god.
What?
You see, again,
What?
we no, we have
BG
to give him. No,
BG
I
let
understand.
Tommy drive
I
the
give him
truck.
respect for all of that, but like he was kind of dumb in that scene. Like I'm not gonna lie to you, R.I.P. But he was very dumb
But
because
didn't Two
again,
Bit carry his gun in the front?
Nah, nah.
we all know.
When he grabbed for his gun when he thought Tommy was going to shoot him. Where did he grab it? I can't particularly
Nah,
remember.
he went
I
in
I swear
think
front. He
I want to say
definitely
he
went in front.
he
repositioned it, but
grabbed
he
for his
didn't.
back.
He didn't naturally carry in the front. And I remember last episode he definitely had it in the back when he came in the club.
Front. You do not carry a gun in the front.
Yeah.
That's a
He,
crazy shit.
hey, leave my man BG alone. Oh, also too to your point too, like guys, everybody that's listening right now, just so y'all can get the laugh, please look at the hashtag Power TV on Twitter and look how my man Dre daughter when Dre got his daughter back from the Governor Tate what was it like conference or whatever it was, And
we got to talk about
they
that.
they reunited
I'm
them,
so confused
and
about
from the
that too.
moment she came inside the room to when they revealed her, I mean, Grossberg easily 4 inches. It is so noticeable.
Could he
And
not
like,
carry her? Was she too heavy, and he
and
couldn't
like,
carry her? So they said we're gonna
did
do a doll
nobody,
here,
did
and
nobody,
we're gonna do
she
a
had
real
that
baby
same
here.
coat. She had that same coat from when they ran up in the house. Did nobody change her jacket?
No, she grew. That was my issue. She grew. She went from like
Son,
a 1, 2 year old to a
to like a
5 year old.
5-year-old, bro.
That was crazy. Oh man. But
Yeah,
that's it for social
Right,
media.
she was always young, right?
Cake
From
smashing.
when
That's
we
the
were
only other thing on
introduced to her,
social
she was a baby
media.
when we were introduced to her, and now she's almost an adult.
I think the other thing too that social media's got to been talking about too is and um I think it's actually a not it's actually a not a positivity towards him too, but Tariq, his facial expressions throughout this episode was stellar because my man my
No,
man my
not
man
doing
done
that.
got shot a lot of time. No.
I'm not. I'm not saying.
But
I'm not saying it because
Tariq
his
is
facial
always
expressions
shocked.
are
I think that's
bad.
his natural facial expression
I'm.
this
I'm.
whole
I'm
season. He's
saying
always
it. Yeah,
shocked.
I'm saying it because the moment you said his facial expressions, I thought of Michael B. Jordan because that's all Michael B. Jordan is good for.
Son, don't do that.
So
That's a
that's
different
why when you said it,
podcast. That's a totally
it
different
popped into.
podcast.
I'm gonna give Tariq a little bit more credit than just his facial expressions.
Yeah. All right.
Because he played.
But
He
Wow.
even his conversation when he was talking, it shifted and changed. He
yeah,
went from
Yes.
a very confident little asshole to I'm cussing to try to act tough, but you clearly can tell I'm
Yes.
scared while I'm talking.
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think he gets enough in his Michael Rainey, right? Michael
Yeah.
Rainey?
Yeah.
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 Mm.
I don't think he gets enough credit because
Because
people hate
people
his
don't like the
character so
character,
much.
and I think honestly, this is this is something for me that I'm kind of thinking about. If you're such a good asshole on TV, I think that's some type of acting
Yeah.
that people hate your character so much that they don't even want to give you credit for being an asshole.
Yeah.
It's
It's 100%. I know you guys don't watch wrestling, but when you're a heel in wrestling or the bad guy, when you get the fans to react to you for the person of what you're portraying to be
that
out
is
there, you're doing a hell
good.
of a good job. So
Yes.
Tariq is playing a teenage kid, which I don't know why people can hate that because we were all that. But regardless,
We
and
were
When
he does a
all
really
when
good
you get
job
older,
being
when you get older and you have teenagers, you'll learn. You hate them. You absolutely
a
listen. You hate them, Jeff. I've been
really
through
good
that
job
phase.
by him though.
Yeah, yeah,
Really
oh,
good job
definitely.
in
He is
his
killing
official.
it. He's been killing it on Power from the beginning. It's just that people don't want to give him credit. Even before he became a little asshole of a kid, he was killing it just by his reaction to certain things that he was discovering from his parents. Like he's always
right,
been like
right.
that. To me, since he was the little dude who was running around with Common when Common was killing people. I can't
Yeah.
remember the name of the movie right now.
And also too, I can't say the same about what's her name?
LaKeisha?
His sister on the
Oh,
show.
sorry. Jesus Christ.
Oh,
My
yeah.
bad.
Yeah,
Anyway,
yeah.
I ain't going to even give her a piece of my mind, but yeah, no, you're right. I think he has progressively gotten a lot of experience in this show, and I
Yes.
think this
Yes.
episode he really put on a really good display of transition of personalities and attitudes in certain predicaments, and
And
no
he's
matter
still
if
a
it's
teenager. He's still a fucking teenager. And he's an actual teenager playing a teenager, not a
Yes.
20-year-old playing a teenager.
that's
Yes.
true, that's true.
And and I think he did a great job when he woke up with the gun in his face.
Mm,
I was like literally floored when he goes, "Oh, you're not gonna shoot." And when
He
he's
went from
like Lucas said, he's
tough
trying
to
to
bit.
act tough,
No, no,
but
no,
I
no,
didn't
no.
know he
That's
was
what I mean.
merciless.
No, but that's what acting tough means. Is
yeah,
I'm trying to act like I'm not scared,
But he
but
was
you can look at my
scared.
face. That's what goes to
Yes.
his thing where I looked at him. I know I scared him. Yes, you scared him. You just didn't scare him straight, and that's
Yes.
acting because he went
yeah.
from real tough to real scared real quick.
And
Right.
I would say even too, even him checking the gun was a sense of him being
Yep,
scared too, because
yep.
he
Mm-hmm.
he acted tough like he didn't know, but even him looking at it was like, damn, there's nothing in the cartridge. I think he was still like, wow, like
He was shook.
Could he
He
have
was
yeah,
shot
shook
me
that his
though?
dad. He was shook his dad went that far.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. So,
Yes.
y'all ready to get into this episode now?
Let's go.
Yep.
I thought we've been doing it.
Well, just for the last part for Tariq, just check out all the memes online because like the reaction of his face from the rooftop scene with Tommy is
Yo.
it's taking a
That
toll right
was-
now.
It was that and another scene that's the most important scenes for him in this episode.
I think I know what you're talking about too.
So I decided this week that I'm just gonna I didn't completely break down the episode because I thought this episode really was a really good so it's episode 7, so it's halfway or just about halfway, a good pivotal point of discussion. I think this episode should breed the most roundtable discussions for other people's or amongst friends, social media, and so forth, because there is a lot of like, what side are you on in this? A couple of things I do want to point out too is that it's been a couple of episodes since we've seen Angela's ghost involved. I'm trying, and I'll bring it to it, huh?
We don't need to see her again. Just
But
let her die.
But to the point of it is that beginning of the episode, the beginning of the season dealt a lot with Ghost's psychology about the effects of losing Angela. So we're not seeing it, which means that maybe he's in a better place. You know what?
Distraction.
Huh?
Oh yeah, there's a lot of
Distraction.
things happening. There's
Yeah.
a lot
Think
of
about
things
it.
happening.
I think that was the point of it, is that
Right.
he's been hit at one thing after another after another.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
in any
So-
form of grief, if you don't have time to think about it, it's
Yeah.
not on your
Yeah.
mind.
And
Yeah.
I think it's to your point about Angela, it's really pivotal when Tommy and him have a confrontation close to the end of the episode, and he said something to Tommy. He's like, "Oh nah, I can never be even with you." Like, because he's like, "I can never be even with you."
When Tommy thought that he sent that hitter, which is another important part. So after LaKeisha,
So I didn't mean to jump.
to
My
get
bad.
even with Angela, and he said we could never
be
even.
Yeah, so he still hasn't really 100% dealt with all of it. It's probably gonna come back at some point, I think.
Yeah. So I thought this episode had to do a lot about Tariq. Tariq obviously has been lying for a long time, and no one's taking the shit no more. Everyone's saying, "I got your ass" from one way or another. So a lot of it is the exploiting of Tariq's being a liar. It's also the more of the realization for Tariq, understanding that you aren't smarter than everybody else, like he was told. 1 point for his dad, but definitely making sure that's clear because he got over nobody. He got over everybody he tried. No matter of fact, everybody he's interacted with, except for Vincent right now, because he wasn't on the show on this episode. Every single person he's interacted with in the past has made it very clear that his word ain't for anything. Even Dre. Even Dre.
Vincent, though,
I don't even know when the last time those two they have even talked or whatever. But
they haven't had a conversation for a minute.
So what I want to do for the show is that I want to talk a little bit about the moments that y'all got about the people realizing Tariq's a liar, Tariq's reception of it, and also too the parenting skills for this episode. Obviously, both the St. Patrick's are kind of reunited, sort of say, for the better good of their son. But who parenting strategy was the best? You had Mr. Scared Straight, or you had Dumb Tasha. Excuse me, I'm not going to take credit for calling her Dumb Tasha. I would have never said that because but
somebody did though. Somebody said that.
I don't know who it was, but
somebody
for sure said Tasha wasn't.
Listen. I feel the way I feel about her. But we're gonna
LaKeisha Crosby said that.
But you just said.
But honestly, I think her parenting this week, her parenting skills, and her saying, you know what you did, you may have scared him in a moment, but you didn't scare him for the long haul. Yes, I understand what you're trying to do because again, she understands what Ghost is trying to do in terms of like, I need him straight. I don't want him in this life, and that is I think that's every parent's like, if that was your life, of course you don't want him in the life because you know what could happen. While Tariq, I feel like up to this point, Tariq has only seen the glitz, like with Keisha.
Of course.
He's only seen the glitz of it. He's never really caught the bad ends. I mean, even like you should have thought like what would have happened to with Vincent, what happened to with Chode should like straighten him up, but he's still not seen like the real fucked up parts of what he's trying to do. And I feel like you know, Ghost as a parent doesn't want him to see that part at all. Like, okay, you've seen enough. I think Ghost is trying to shelter him, where I think Tasha's like, okay, well, you could do both. We could keep you sheltered, but if this is what you really want to do, why don't we just teach you how to do it so that you can be better? You can have a life. It's something of the
That's what
sort.
you.
So
That's what
I
you got
agree
out
with
of that.
I agree with what it is. Like, if you want to be a drug dealer, yes, we're gonna get you. I'm gonna give you the education
No,
on that. But I need you to give me this. It's give me this, and I will teach you how to be a really good drug dealer, and you can be the best and make the money and do all that and live the life and stay out of the bad ends of it. That's what I got from it.
oh yeah, I didn't get any of that from that.
How?
Not even a little bit. What I
Wow.
got out of that is Ghost didn't go far enough to scare him straight
But
at
Ghost
all. Not
doesn't want
remotely
to
close.
though.
No, no, no. But that's the problem. I
Uh,
can't. The only way I can scare you straight is if I literally show you everything. And Tasha, by saying you can be better than Ghost, she was lying to him. As a parent, you have to know when you have to tell your kids what they think they want to hear
right.
and show them the consequences of what that life can lead.
Right. No, I
She
get
knows,
that.
she knows 100%. So that boy ain't built for no type of street life. And
He's really not.
amazingly,
Yeah.
this entire episode was them showing you that he's not built for it. From again, I said it was two scenes that I paid the most attention to. The very first scene I paid a lot of attention to is when him and Ghost went in Raina's room, and Tariq shows Ghost where he hides his money.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
he said, "I can't believe you robbing me." And Ghost says, "Dope boys get robbed every day,
Every
nigga.
day.
Deal with it." Like, that was important because one, I don't think he fully understood that before that
No.
happened to him.
No.
Like, this is you
But
want
hadn't
this
he get
life, this
robbed
type of
before
shit that
though?
happens.
Didn't he get robbed before last season with Kanan?
Not the
He
same
got
thing.
got. It's
Not the
different.
same. Not the same when someone who you think you love and you trust does it. Because
Yeah.
if you in
Yeah.
that life, it's going to be the people who you love and trust who will fuck you over the most. So I think
All the
that was
time.
highly pivotal. When Tommy did what he did to him, that scared the shit out of him because again, Tommy's the same way. Tommy's a reckless street dude, and he like, oh, you want this life? This is what happens. But
Right.
even though Tommy scared him damn near straight because of what Tommy did.
Yeah, because to the
His
end,
mom understands it has to go further. If I'm going to save my son's life, I have to show him the good, the bad, and everything that deals with this life because he is not prepared for it.
right.
Meaning, I don't
So,
want you to be a drug dealer in any way,
mhm,
shape, form, or fashion.
mhm.
I'm going to show you life because when me showing it to you, you'll realize just how easy it is for you to get killed.
And so, do
And
you
I'm
think
pretty
that's why
sure,
she split
do
it? Give me
yeah,
college, give me school, give me
if
college. So
do,
at least he has something to
do
fall
you
back
think,
on.
put it like this, she would be the worst parent ever on television. She thought she could send her son off to school and then be a drug dealer at the same time.
You
That
know,
would
you
make
know,
Right.
no sense.
but you know what? I almost I was disagreeing for a while until really towards the end of that statement because I thought she was right. I thought she was making a value point by saying if you're able to become book smart and street smart by
You can rule the
our
game.
experience, but by your educational capabilities, that if this is truly in your DNA, if it all falls down to that, you will be better than us because at the
You
same
have
time,
your
a lot
school.
of Gosha's success and Kanan's success comes from this dumb person named Tasha. But of course, I never said that.
Oh my
But
gosh.
if you think
Oh
that
my
if her
gosh.
son that she truly loves unbiased, her dad who loves him unlimited goes way above beyond for him. If you put those two nurturing people above him and then put him and then he ends up doing what he does, knowing that the mistakes that they made and taught him, and he's able to capitalize off of it, yo, the recipe sounds absolutely
Keep
great.
in
It's
mind,
That's what I was thinking. Like
but keep
again,
in mind the recipe has absolutely nothing to do with the illegal
the
hustle.
person.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly,
When you
exactly.
think about the best business people on the world, I'm just helping educate someone who said some stupid shit last week. The best educated business people of the world are technically street hustlers.
Yeah.
And that's what, to me, when she made her statement, that's what it was
Who?
way more pertaining to. Because just because I'm smart don't mean
Fuck
I'm
out
not
of
a
here.
hustler. That don't mean I'm not hustling
Oh,
folks.
fuck out of
So
here.
when you see the most successful people, especially from our community, unfortunately, you see people who grow to be these billionaires and things of this nature, and they all come from one world, and all they did was take that mindset and put it into a corporate setting, that's what she's trying to get Tariq to. You
Yeah.
can't be a corner boy. You damn sure ain't built for a street life because that's your mentality is not there. But I got to get your mind to think like a street dude and put that same energy and hustle into legit work.
Yeah.
Right. And I
That's her
get
job.
that.
I think it's key because I don't think a lot of people really picked up on this too. But by DNA, if DNA was the ultimate token key to success in whatever your parents were, Sean would be the biggest hustler, another big hustler in the game. But because he
Exactly.
was not about that life, well, we see how that ended. And and with Ghost admitting that to Tariq, that right there should have just you talking about scared straight enough. That's definitely
Exactly.
that's paying the I'm telling you, that's ticking right here hard.
But
Hard.
also, it invites the audience to see something also, because
Mhm.
we were making the mistake, or some people were making the mistake of thinking Tariq could be Ghost. So you had to have Ghost pull it back to Sean to inform them, like, this is actually who Tariq is. He is Sean.
Right. Yeah, he's Sean.
That's who he is.
Because Tariq
And
thinks he's
he just needs to
what's
be
the
a better
Alessandre.
version of Sean. That's it.
Right.
He needs to be a better version of Sean.
Yeah. I
So
told it.
like
I mean, it's again. Like, that's why I think that and I'm gonna reframe the question again. But that's why I think like this is why this discussion I think is this episode builds one of the biggest discussions because what parenting skill or tactic was the best? Was it Ghost laying down evidence and saying, "But I'm gonna put your ass in school again," which Tariq seems to be receptive of. Like for me in that interview room. And I think even looking at next week's preview, there's a lot of intrigue and self doubt in this kid saying, "I'm not about this life, so I'm going to have this backup plan called school just in case." Because,
Exactly.
and I think too, this is the other weird thing too. This little teenage boy hit rock bottom. When he said he didn't have anything and got robbed, that right there is typically the end of anybody's regime and running the streets where they're just like, I don't have anything. He's not about that rob life. We seen what happened when they tried to do the robbery with
Sure.
the with I can't think of his name,
The
the
cop.
cop.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we seen what happened with that. And we also seen when he held the gun before when he was just shaking it and he couldn't clean up the. So we know he done had drops of experience in all these categories, and yet he finds himself back in school because I think that might be his. I think that literally might be his like big ultimatum. Like I'm going to try this one more time, but I don't think. I think there's a lot of him saying like I don't think I can do this, and I don't think we're ever going to get him to admit that in this season. But I think
I
we're gonna
think
have
you'll
to
get
keep
there.
picking up on
I
clues
think it'll happen.
through the
I
show.
actually think it will happen.
I don't think we. I mean, him admitting to his line was a big thing. I just don't know if we're ever going to get to a point where he's going to say, "I'm not built for this game." And with the developments of this season, towards the end, we have to see more. I mean, this season, this episode, we have to see more or less the Tasha tactic. But anyway, again, I'm gonna throw it back at you guys. The ghost or the Tasha tactic? Which one was the best parenting method?
Tommy.
Honestly, that's. I mean, I was gonna say because Tommy's not a parent, but damn, what
Yeah.
Tommy
But
did, he
Tommy's method
shouldn't
as
like
being a parent, that
100%.
shit.
That is
Jesus.
the scared straight that he
If
needed.
if
But
you look
that's
at it,
not.
it's not
But
even.
that's
It,
Ghost's method, sort of say.
But
no,
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 Tommy
no.
took
It
it where
didn't
Ghost
go
wouldn't
where
take it
Ghost,
though.
Well,
because Ghost didn't deliver that message. Did you? Here's the key part with
See,
me with
hold on,
Tommy.
hold
if
on.
Ghost had
Tommy,
left a bullet in
They're
the
both.
gun,
They're both gangster.
no,
They're
no, no,
both
no, no.
gangster scare tactics. A gun to
no,
somebody's
but
head, a bag over somebody's head, like they did Dre, and
Not,
over the roof are classic gangster tactics.
it's not that point though. You got to realize,
putting him over the roof and saying, if this is the life you want, stuff like you should be prepared for this.
nope. It's not. It's not necessarily the action that he
The
took. It's not
disabandon,
the
the
action. It's
disabandonment.
not the action.
He just took it further
Exactly.
than Ghost would take it, in
No,
my
no, no,
opinion.
no, 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 no. It's between
All
Ghost
right,
holding the gun to
gangster.
his head and Tommy threatening to throw him over the roof. Both actions, as Najir said, are the exact same thing. The
Right.
difference was when Tommy pulled him off that roof, and basically Tommy told him with no love in his eyes, I don't trust you. You can't be around me. That broke Tariq's heart. Amazingly, his father does something like that, and that doesn't even phase his heart. It scared him, but didn't phase him.
I
What
think
Tommy
that's
did you see how broken he
Because
was
he
when
does
they
really
panned
love Tommy.
away
He
from
loves
Tommy
Uncle
and
Tommy.
he didn't know what to do that Tommy said that to him. Tommy
Yeah.
broke him.
yeah. Yeah.
Because he
Do,
has a
do,
different love for Tommy than he actually really has for Ghost at this point.
He loves Tommy
And
because
yeah,
Tommy's been there more for him.
do
yeah.
you think? Do you think?
Tommy didn't cheat on the family. Tommy didn't leave the family hanging. Like he blames Ghost for a lot of bad that happened to him. Yeah, yeah. You're right. You're right. I can see that.
Do you think LaKeisha's sort of say kind of form of disownment? Do you think that paid the dividend as well?
100%, in
It
my
did
opinion.
because it led to him not. It made the impact of what Tommy did even more.
Yes.
Because keep in mind, and you could tell it hurt Tariq when he said, "Come on, Auntie." He went
Yeah.
from LaKeisha to Auntie. Like, come on, Auntie, I need this. I need this. And her shutting the door in his face. And then you go to the guy who's really been the father figure to him. Because if you ever go back to Power, pay attention from season one to now,
It's always
and
been
you
Tommy.
see the
Yes.
most pivotal moments with Tariq always involve Tommy.
In the
Okay.
Because
Mustang.
he couldn't talk to his father.
Yeah. That's true,
Hmm.
and that's typically, I was gonna say it a second ago, but I'm just gonna say it again now. I mean, this is, I think, you know what I found out today. I was watching an interview, and I can't think of her name, the writer,
Courtney Kemp.
Courtney Kemp.
Courtney Kemp. She said that a lot of the character Ghost is like her dad. So when you take that from something that she's living in, this like family chemistry that she's writing is coming from like a source of like a source material. And to my point before I found that out, I was gonna say when it comes down to like the organicness of like the family chemistry, a lot of it makes sense. The uncle being there where the dad doesn't, and
Mhm.
and the child runs to the uncle. That's classic. It don't have to be that way, but that's typically is straight classic. And then with Tommy not really having a family, but and especially not kids, and Tariq being that person to, that bond is super concrete. Like he's legit been there for him, and Tommy. On that note too, Tommy lies to goals and keeps everything 100% to Tariq. So
Yes. And he
that's
felt like if you couldn't do if you robbed from me and you couldn't be 100 with me, like yeah, like we're done. And
yeah.
he literally broke up with Tariq for lack of a better word.
Let
Like and Lucas is right. At that point, that's when I think he was probably confused at what to do next.
yeah.
Because again, after what happened with Ghost happened with him, he got robbed, all of that. He was okay with going to talk to Tommy to figure things out.
Yeah, and even going to Dre too, which he didn't even trust. Like that was like man, I'm
Oh,
so
that was
desperate,
a
I need
funny
something.
conversation. That was a
Well,
funny
that's because,
conversation.
Drake and him was that season 4 when they did
Yeah,
all the drug dealing shit with each other.
Yeah.
yeah.
Look,
So
you got me lost. I had to go get my phone because I thought about something in the middle of talking about Courtney Kemp. I'm not going to talk about it on air. We'll talk about it off air though.
Oh
okay,
Lord.
um,
Oh Lord.
so I want to move forward so we can kind of wrap up a lot of the points for the show. Now, there's a couple of things I didn't understand, and maybe you guys can help me. And I'll keep this short because we got one more big thing we need to talk about. How is Dre a suspect for the murder of Maria Suarez? What is it? Something I'm completely missing?
No, I don't think he's a suspect. I think
Yes, those
No, no,
Sack
Sax.
no,
Wasn't it
no,
Sax
no.
just trying to
He's
use
a
some scare
suspect.
tactic?
Sack said he was. I don't
Yeah,
see
I
how.
thought he was trying to use a scare
Well,
tactic, in my
he
opinion,
would
because
have
Sax
been.
is
He would
shady.
have been.
So
He
he
would have
actually
been.
made him a suspect?
I mean, but Mo, that's like me telling you you're a suspect for something that you're not even around for. I'm saying like, is there any trail by any means?
Who knew
No.
the location? Who knew her
But
location?
he did not know her location. He knew
He
about
didn't.
her.
I don't
No, no,
think
no.
so.
No. I don't
He
think he
didn't know
knew
her location.
what court she was gonna be at.
I don't think so. I mean, I will say yes just for it to make sense, but I don't
Because I
think
don't think they
so.
would tell you. I don't
Hold
think
up.
I
He
don't know.
knew.
I don't
Suarez.
think they would tell you. Did they tell
Suarez
you?
is the. Hold up. Suarez is the witness.
Yeah, that he knew about. That's why what's the face told him. Dre
The
told.
one. the
Oh,
one
oh,
that
Maria
Ghost took
Suarez. You
him
know
to,
what? I am
the
sorry. I'm
one,
very
the
sorry.
one Dre took Ghost to. He
Yes,
knew
I
her
was thinking, but
location.
son,
That's why
no,
he
no, no.
was
I
in
was
the
thinking about the drug dealer
You're
lady.
right.
Jesus Christ.
You're
That's my
right.
fault. So
That's
it's my fault.
that's it. Yeah, that's
Wow, I
right.
don't
I
even know
forgot
how I
about
went
that.
all
I
the way
forgot
out
all
there.
about that. Yeah,
Yeah, I
because
don't know how I went all the
it
way
was
out
that.
there.
Yeah, I had a moment right there because the sax is just he's just so
Oh
he's
yeah,
just so
I
in the
mean,
way.
yeah,
I was
it
just
would
like,
make sense. That
how
does
is
make
he even
sense.
doing this right now? But yeah, you're right. So I apologize. Yes, that's right. Ghost
Yeah, that
and
does
Ghost and what's the
100%
face,
make
they
sense.
rolled together, and that's when the FBI when he took him to cash. I'm back. I'm
Yeah.
back with it now. You're right.
Yeah.
And now that
Ghost
she's
would be
dead,
a suspect.
Sax is only knew that only one person knew. So and he's need
That's
hard
correct.
evidence to get Ghost. That's why he has Dre on the leash because he says only person knew was you, but I know it was Ghost, even though he left the
Exactly.
money.
Sax dumb as
Sax,
I
shit,
know
yo.
but
Ghost
yes,
killed her,
let's
but technically you gave Ghost her address.
yes.
Right.
So let's talk about freaking Sax. Finally, finally. After one episode off, Sax is back, and they
And
are
now
on
he's
to
gone.
him.
Now he's
So
gone.
So, just a quick question: out of the three people, Sachs, Sergeant Rodriguez, and the new district, Eastern Seaboard District Attorney, I can't think of his name right now. Um, who is Cricket out of the three?
You
It's
know
not
what?
Sax.
I'm thinking it could be the new DA. I'm thinking, but I mean,
This
Sax.
no
I don't
no
think Sax is
from this
crooked.
point on right now, I just want to put it on the board. Who is the Cricket one out of the
Oh
three?
man,
Mm-mm-mm. I said this in like episode 3 of this show who the crooked
you
one
said it
was. I'm
might
just
be
gonna stay
him. I know
quiet.
you said it might be the dude.
I'm gonna be quiet.
No no
And
no
and
no. I
I'm
know who you said.
100%
So I just
agreeing
want
with
to
you. And
stamp
the
it right
I
now.
said I said it was the DA
No,
yes,
because
no, you
he
didn't. You
did
said
say
yes I
that.
Rodriguez.
did.
You
Yes I
said
did
it
say
would
it was
be
the DA.
typical. You said it would be typical power fashion for Rodriguez, the one that seems to me to be the most stand up, to be the cricket one. That's what you said.
That
No,
was
I kept
last
on saying I
week, I
said
believe.
yeah, I said the
But
DA
he had
from the
said
beginning though.
earlier
I said it
that
was
when
between
new
her
DA
and the
came in.
DA because you
Yeah.
kept on saying you'll find out it's Sachs. I said no. Sachs would be typical power because he's been portrayed as the bad guy the entire time. I said, but the
Mhm.
typical power fashion will be between her and the DA. From the moment the DA came on, I said, he's probably the crooked one.
You know, but if I'm gonna pick one person, I'm saying the DA, and yes, that's why I'm staying there. That's
But the
if
weird
I
part
pick
is,
if
it
I
could be Rodriguez. I wouldn't fucking know. But it's between them
nah,
two.
pick
Sachs
I ain't
one,
going.
wasn't
pick
the
one,
option.
pick
And ain't the
one.
DA for me. And if it's going to be anybody, it's still Sachs. And also too, I
Wow,
thought it
you
was
really? I
interested
don't
in the
think it's
interview
Sax.
with.
I just feel like Sax is just so 100% about his job and 100% about getting Ghost. He
Well,
can't be that crooked.
what I was gonna say is, from an interview I listened to, Sachs.
Mm.
We don't know enough about Sachs. We just know him about the job. So what is it about Sachs that creates him to have this obsession?
He's probably a
So
Ghost?
loner.
No, you don't remember the other when he killed the
Yeah,
other
when he
guy.
killed Greg.
I
No,
keep
was
on,
it Greg? The other white boy, right? He
yeah,
was
when he
really
killed
cool with the
him.
white boy. Yeah, he was
Yeah,
really
that was
cool
his.
with him.
That was like
And
his best friend.
ever
So
since
no, no,
he
that
no,
was
no,
supposed.
no.
episode,
I'm telling you that verbatim, the actor who plays Sax has said we as viewers do not know enough about his past, what makes him who
I
he
think
is.
he's trying to throw you off. I think they're
Yeah,
trying to throw you
That's
off.
that's what I'm trying to relay the
because
point. Is
because
what I'm trying to say
at
is
this point, how could him
I
being
think
crooked
there's going
help at
to
all?
be my point that I'm getting at is I think what Mo was kind of saying. I think that there's going to be something that at some point, along with what you're kind of trying to say too, that flips this whole Sax thing that we end up sympathizing with this man at the end for him just wanting to do his job. I
Oh
hope
yeah,
that's not it
we
because I
will
just don't like
sympathize
the
with
guy that
him.
much. But I think that's what it's going to be. I think the other two is going to be straight in doing their job, but I think we're going to find out more about Sax
Nah,
to
I think that
But
DA
understand.
he
but
smelled
here's the
crooked
weird part.
this
No, but
episode. He just
hold up,
yeah, go
Mo.
ahead, go ahead.
Here's the weird part. Sachs has always just done his job, no matter
Always.
by hook or by crook. That's what
And
he
that's
does.
funny because
Like he's always just done his job. He's
and the DA
always
said
only
something. The
searching
DA said,
for that guy.
"How can you be that bad?" And Sax goes, "As bad as I am at doing, I'm not even that bad. They're just better at doing what they do to get out of everything." So he's not. I can't see him being crooked.
But that's when you
If
got to
he's crooked, I would be shook.
separate yourself from what you know as a viewer against just knowing the character because
Right.
we hear that statement, people who've seen the show and be like, nah, you're just that bad. because they're not
No,
even
he's
that
not.
good. You're just that bad. You're just
Yeah.
that bad. They're not even that good. They made too many mistakes that you should have been
Oh
picked up.
wait, way too many mistakes. But he said it, and you know, it was funny.
I,
It was
I
funny
still
that he
don't
said
think
that.
the district attorney is the one. He's going to get
Oh,
Saxon
he
barred,
smelled
as he
crooked
said.
as soon as
Sax
he's
is
like,
now
"Oh,
on
I'm gonna get you
administrative leave.
disbarred."
Supposed to take up
He's
Rodriguez.
also told Rodriguez that he said he's sorry if he made it feel like that was a suggestion. So he's not taking that from anybody.
Hey,
He's
that was
doing
the
his job.
best. That's the best line humanly
Yo, right?
possible. He
He's
said, "Oh,
like,
I'm
"I'm
sorry if
sorry."
I made that sound like a suggestion." Hey,
So,
I
so
legit have said that to people at work that work
Because
under
you're an
me. Like,
asshole.
"Oh, I'm sorry if I made you think that I was giving you an option." Like, nah, you're not. You don't have an option here. I laughed really really hard at that moment. I said,
I know
"Oh,
you probably do.
so
You head ass.
so since we got about 15 minutes left
Yeah,
on this
let's go. Let's
episode,
go. Let's
two
go.
big things we need to talk about now is uh Governor Tate getting
mm,
caught up in his little shenanigans, and once again, the brains of that campaign gets him out of it. Now, Tate, this man is out here trying to run for office, and he out here sticking these chicks who obviously just trying to use him as collateral for office position. He don't even see that. He thinking that his game's so damn good that that's
Oh,
gonna pay off
he
everything, which
really.
is wild.
He's
I
so
don't,
short-sighted, and Ramona is getting pissed like every time she has to deal with him. You can actually tell that
no, she
she's like
not. No, she not. She's not getting
she's
pissed.
getting
No, she's
really
not. She's
no.
getting
She's getting frustrated. My bad, not pissed. She's
frustrated. Nope.
frustrated. Yeah, she
She does this
is.
with ease. She knows that she has again, she has been playing her chips the entire time. I didn't get to lay down the
Yes.
question, but the point of the matter is Tate is not even relevant here. He can't make decisions. He's a bad business person running for office, as I said last week. And Ramona steps up. Ramona looks across the board, is like, well, Ghost is also somebody I see a lot of myself in, who she's been wanting to say she's attracted to that she can't. Well, she
she
kind of
basically,
did, because she did say
yeah."
I'm attracted to somebody, and James walks in. Commissioner Tibbs like James St. Patrick, so it kind of plays into the sentence that way. But James fixed the situation with the little
With the
scandal
guy.
that she was having.
By
Yeah.
fucking over Tate in the process.
Yes.
Exactly. And Ramona looks over and she's at ease because the plan that she's had this entire time, and then when they even had to drink about position for power, she knows. And it's funny that it's the term's position for power, the term name power is something that I didn't even know that we were even going to like get into politics, primarily on this show. But from like we've been talking about this season, Ramona is obviously providing the biggest outlet and the biggest way for Ghost to get out the game,
Yes.
remain power, get his money, credibility, and everything. And she sees him being the perfect person for it. And Tate is sinking to the point now that his character is such a minimalist that he's out here talking
Is
about
he
his sex game as means as to why somebody should be with him.
Right.
is he sinking, or are we seeing? And I thought about this as I was watching it. Are we seeing the Bush Cheney effect?
You know what? I think
Tate
that's what it
Tate
is.
amazingly Tate is
Bush.
likable, and the way he comes across, like he's the image that needs to be portrayed. And I think when James had the conversation with, was it David? David,
Mm-hmm.
I think that's
Mm-hmm.
the husband's name.
The
And
white
he
guy.
says, he was letting him know, like, Tate is promising. Like, I think James knows technically, after everything I've been through, my face can't be out there, but boy, I can play puppet master to an idiot. And
Fair
that's what
enough.
Tate's come across as an idiot. Because he
Yeah,
just don't know
I
what
think
to
yeah,
I
do.
mean,
he needs Tate.
that's what's happening now, and it's also getting him experience and so forth. So, Tate winning the campaign will obviously reflect back on St. Patrick and Ramona. However, the successor, the bigger game plan is obviously what Ramona is already past right now. She's way past this campaign, and she sees St. Patrick as being the successor. She's seeing them two together. Um,
Or could
obviously
it be
being
they or could it be she sees the point of them two running someone else?
Well, yeah. I mean, we've seen that in other shows, so
Yeah,
that
exactly. That's my thought process there. Like they turned the ghost into Olivia Pope.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, and you know, just so we get to the second point, all I'm saying is we're just seeing more and more of how smart James is when it comes to business. The guy gets it. And
Yes.
Ramona is, we know she's smart. She's been profiled at being brilliant at this, but her
Yes.
nod to James as like a salute to like, I see what you're doing, is like a line of respect. And this, and even like caliber, when you start saying like, wow, if the ace is giving the other person a nod, they see game when they see it.
Right.
Also,
Right.
and then that's on like the political side. And even with Dre saying, I know you set that whole thing up last week. On the street side, he still gets it done for what we can
Yes.
see, which Ramona knows, which means Ramona has street smarts as well too. The two of them dynamic, and they haven't even done it yet. That's the crazy thing. That's the crazy
At
thing.
at this point, do you think they will?
I don't even think they will.
You
I
know
don't think
what?
it's
And
necessary. I think it's something that is unspoken. They'll probably, if it does happen, it happen off
oh,
camera.
she's
No
she's
one,
doing
no one.
scene. We know she's doing scene. It's HBO. So will she do it? Yeah.
You said.
Yes.
Now, here's the thing. Here's the thing. I
By
think I
HBO
think
statistic.
she may want to, but I'm not sure James would do it.
Yeah,
I
I
think
don't. Yeah,
I think
like
here's the key part, and I'll make this point. Then I think I'm done after this point because I think it's a good point. Um, when Tasha tells Tariq you can be better than Ghost, I think this is what she means. Like Ghost still makes dumb street nigga mistakes in business world, and you got to get him out of that mindset. And one of them would be him sleeping with her. The smart street dude would just use her. Like I don't need to sleep with you. I just need to use your mind as much as humanly
You know
possible
what?
to replace you.
And let me just back you up real quick. I like that approach because he can obviously look over at Tate and say, I'm not going to be that guy.
Exactly. Exactly.
right, right.
I'm just not going to do that.
And
Um,
I think more obviously, well, that is a very smart answer. I think more obviously he's not dealt with Angela yet, so I
okay.
think it's not gonna
Well,
happen.
you will clearly
Hey,
space
hey, I
keep
tell
up.
you, if there's a scene with him or Ramona and Angela Ghost pops up, that is,
I think that's what will happen. If
yeah,
he was to get into it with her,
Yeah,
Angela's ghost would pop up.
yep.
Come on,
really,
James.
nigga.
So,
And then
so
that would be it.
one other thing, and then our last little thing, Keisha having a gun again is just going to be
Oh man, I'm tired.
nothing else to talk about here. That wasn't even
I'm
a
tired.
question. That wasn't even a statement. That was like a question mark with a exclamation point after. It's like again.
What the fuck?
But she, I think that is important that she had a gun and that she killed somebody that was never fully explained who the fuck that person was.
Yeah, he
Right.
said he was. He said, okay, real quick. He said he was on Ghost's behalf. Tommy
Mm-hmm.
should know who Ghost is rolling with. If Ghost had that dude with him, he would have been at the meetup spot. That's how I look at it.
Yes, it
Mm-hmm.
That's
would have
how
been
I
one
look.
of the dudes that
So
robbed that
so
they used to rob.
so who sent the hitter?
Obviously,
Oh, 2-bit.
yeah,
2-bit and them did. And Spanky and
yeah,
them.
because they had that
So
conversation
yeah,
in the car.
they said they said it on it. They said, "Yo, what's the face still something?" It was like, "Yeah, he'll do it," and then they had him do it. Why they wouldn't candle Dre, then 2-bit did. So yeah, I get what you're saying. Tommy's gonna
Does
figure this
Tommy
out.
find out though?
Oh
Mm-hmm.
yeah, oh yeah.
All
I'm
right.
He
sorry,
ain't
but like,
stupid.
Ooh, that is gonna be
Because
interesting when he
now
finds
that
out.
they made the well, now that Jason has given them no ultimatum
No,
that they working
yeah,
with each
no
other,
choice but to work
and
together.
that again something that we talked about before that I said would be one of the obvious things, they would have to team up to kill Jason and then try to kill each other again.
yeah.
Right.
So in the process of them teaming up to kill Jason, I'm pretty sure that hitter's going to come up again, and it's going to be revealed to Tommy that he didn't send them.
Right.
Also, Tariq checking Keisha is the scene we didn't know we needed. He's like you toting that gun, and she was like, oh, and set the gun down. Like
Right.
no more scenes with me and Keisha with guns, please. I get too much fun out of them. No more.
Hey,
Oh,
she
there's
shot
so
she
much
shot
fun.
that John though.
There's so much
She
fun.
killed that dude, and as someone who
Shoot him in
shoots
his head.
weapons, she ain't supposed to. That's the weird part. She literally shot him at the places that you would train years to stab
Yeah.
somebody, shoot
She.
somebody at.
I mean, yeah, you're supposed, but
Jesus.
she was on the floor, scared, and she shot him in the head. Like some. Yeah. Nah.
Not in the head. She shot him like three to the chest.
Oh, it was a chest shot.
Yeah,
Dang.
it was three to the chest. She did kill shots. Them chest shots are the ones you want to do, not a head
Tap
shot.
tap tap. Right.
Yeah. I said,
Tap
damn, look at
tap.
Keisha.
So let's talk about the last point real quick so we can wrap this up for tonight. The last point, obviously, is the last scene in this episode where Tasha says, I'm going to teach you the game. And Tariq, who's been lying all episode, been getting set straight by everybody, where he's really haven't been getting an outlet to anybody. Everybody's been trying to talk to and work with has been like, yeah, whatever. You'd already burned all your bridges, but back to his mom, the one place you always can go home to, and she's there, and she says she doesn't want this. In other words, she doesn't want the same thing that happened to Arena to happen to him. So she converts by saying that I'm gonna teach you the game. Now, we talked about a lot already today, but I just want to hear you guys' thoughts about, is it the fact of her literally, and he handed over the brick that he had from Dre.
Yeah.
Which is weird because I'm pretty sure he's gonna have to give Dre that money back, but okay. But yeah, we'll talk about that later or tomorrow or next week, whatever. But do you think that where's Keisha? Where's Tasha's psychology here with there? Because Tasha's smart, genius, in fact, with a lot of stuff.
I can just feel the shade. It's so unnecessary. Like, you didn't need to say that, but it's cool.
We know that Tasha's been struggling with money, struggling with her son, struggling with her family. In fact, but maybe this is an opportunity for her to make money by grooming her own son, or is this literally a form of protection here? So for you guys, because my last thoughts is, I don't know. I'm gonna wait till next episode to make a judgment on, but I give it to you guys if you have comments to say, what is Tasha's game plan here with this?
I'm gonna leave this to Mo because I done spoke on it a lot already.
You did. When I spoke on it earlier, I said there's a twofold to it, where it's like, yes, I want to. I think it's protection. It's 100% protection. It's like, maybe the best way to protect you is to show you, like, really what this is. Show you this. Where I felt James Ghost didn't go far enough. Maybe will Tasha go far enough? I really think it's a parent protection plan where she's trying to look out for her son. I mean, honestly, it's very tough to gauge, but I think it's 100% protection. She's scared because he's gonna do something stupid. She doesn't want him to do anything stupid. If he does do something stupid, it's something that, if it's I'm gonna watch you every step of the way and make sure you don't make any stupid, dumb mistakes. But then she's like, you are going to go to school and then go to college, which again kind of threw me off. So is she not going to let him do this? So I just think she's trying to look out for her son. It's protection. Like, it's another form of sheltering. I think Tariq is very sheltered as a kid. I think it's another form of sheltering.
We waiting for somebody else to speak? Because I'd already spoke on it. I didn't want to repeat myself.
Closing words on it, sir.
But I'll say this as an analogy and end it right here. You remember when the DA gave Detective Rodriguez, when they were talking, and he said, "Oh, I'm sorry I made that sound like a suggestion." That's what Tasha's doing. I'm gonna make it seem like it's an option, but I'm not giving you an option.
Right.
I literally just told you you're going to school. You're going to
that's what I said when she said.
And I'm going to show you
this. Go to school and go to college. Like, that threw me off, because if you're going to show him the game, he needs to be in the game.
Yeah, it was just good. Hopefully they don't pull like the power twist, actually, which she does. But right now, it just seems like very smart parenting.
Yeah,
that's it. Like, I can teach you how to take the street hustle and make it legitimate without you ever getting your hands dirty. Because I need to get you away from thinking that you're a little corner boy. You ain't built for corner boy's life, because that's not who you are. You can be the mastermind to oversee shit, but in that aspect, it's gonna have to be the business world, because no way in hell you just gonna pop up in life and never been on that corner and lead street dudes. Nah. But that mentality can be taken to a different format and be highly successful.
Right.
So, episode 8 next week is titled "Deal with the Devil," which I mean, title itself is we'll obviously talk about it next week, but that seems very, very intense. And from the preview for next week, it looks like Detective Rodriguez is telling LaKeisha, like, hey, you also aren't about this life. And the feds were on the Tommy. And so it seems to be a very pivotal moment coming up for next episode, because from what we have seen from the first 7 episodes, the fans have been trying to be on to Ghost. And
Not the feds,
as much as
Sax.
Tommy has been doing stuff this whole episode where no
White
repercussions
privilege.
are a thing, we're about to see a whole dynamic of this shift towards Tommy that we need to see why the feds are speaking to LaKeisha, how did that come about, and why they all of a sudden on Tommy.
Tommy speaking to Cash.
Yeah.
Tommy
Tommy's
speaking to
speaking to
Cash is
Cash
highly
too.
important.
So there's a lot going on. So just really quickly, really closing thoughts. What do y'all think's gonna or expect for next week's episode?
Cash gonna die.
Okay, Lucas.
I have been waiting. I've been saying it since the 2nd episode. The Cash and LaKeisha's gonna die. One of them gonna die. One of them gonna die. I know they're gonna die. One of them gonna die.
That's
I've been
not
waiting
going
for this
anywhere.
day. I've been waiting for this
I know
day.
you don't want to get this in jail, but that's not going anywhere. That little nigga
One of them
is
was
going
gonna
to
die.
By who?
I don't know if it's gonna be him. I don't know if it's gonna be her. But
By
one
who?
of them is gonna die.
By who?
I don't even know who's gonna kill him. Somebody gonna kill him though. Somebody gonna kill one of them.
He's gonna go.
Matter of
He's
fact,
out of here.
right now, I'm almost assuming it's LaKeisha and Tommy's gonna have to kill her, and he's gonna have to take on Cash.
Yes.
Because clearly Cash doesn't have a father, because we have not ever seen him ever. So he does not have a father. Tommy's his surrogate father at this point. And because LaKeisha's clearly not built for this life, Tommy's gonna have to kill her. But in killing her, Tommy would gain what he always wanted. Someone that unconditionally loves him. That's all Tommy's ever wanted, is somebody to, no matter what, they love him.
Yeah, through anything, because even his mom's love is kind of weird. You know, it's based on something.
I don't give a hell about Cash. That's the most
that's the weird part. We don't care about Cash. We don't care about Cash, but I think that whole, when Tommy's talking to him and say, if anybody bothers you, you come tell me. And then eventually when he has to kill Cash's mom because Cash's mom will snitch on him, I think that's when that gives Tommy that love that Tommy always wanted.
Look,
because he ain't got it from Ghost.
LaKeisha's gonna get scared. She's gonna cash that check. She out of Dodge.
Oh no, Tommy gonna kill her first. Yeah, Tommy gonna kill her first.
I don't know. I don't. To be honest, like I don't see him dying. But
no, not Cash at this point. Okay. I said one of them was gonna die. I thought one of them was gonna die. I kept on saying it would be Cash or LaKeisha. Cash or LaKeisha. Yeah.
I tell you what, though.
At this point, it looks like it's LaKeisha.
I tell you what, though, because you guys are saying somebody's gonna die. I don't even know who's gonna do it. At least collaborate your theory.
Okay, Tommy would kill her. Think about it. I literally tell you, Tommy would kill her.
No,
you remember from Jump
Street, won't be Tommy because Tommy loves her. Tommy's trying to get her a house. Look, if somebody's gonna do it, it has to be a character, right? Another character.
Tommy's gonna do it.
Not Tommy. Tommy loves her. Tommy's not gonna make that mistake again.
Tommy also loves
himself. Look, Tommy likes her. Let me tell you who I'm aiming at real quick. Tommy obviously has real got over Molly. Holly, excuse me. He's way over that right now. So he's loving LaKeisha. He just got her a house in the middle of no place. But whatever. The thing is, if somebody's gonna do it, it has to be a character that must have been shown to us for some reason that you're trying to wonder why. Did anybody remember that person that Jason brought in from, I don't know, the West Coast that runs solo? That just was why is this scene here? And then Tommy was like, yeah, I run solo too. And Jason looked like, do you, huh? So when he finds out,
it's not him.
When he finds out this other person that's doing inventory and all this other stuff next to Tommy, which, like Too Big says, ever since LaKeisha came around, things been shaky. It's never good when you have a woman around. We done seen it in numerous cases when this guy from the West Coast all of a sudden is just, I don't know, introduced. If anybody's gonna do it, it's gonna be that person on Jason's behalf.
What do you think happens when Tommy finds out that LaKeisha's talking to the police?
What do you think finds out when Tommy finds out that Jason had his girl get killed? What happens?
I think you're because you're thinking that Jason's going to get her killed. I'm saying what happens because clearly Detective Rodriguez is talking to LaKeisha. What
Mhm.
happens when Tommy finds this out?
What happens when Jason finds this out?
He tells Tommy to kill her.
Or
That's what
does
happens.
or does
He gives
or
Tommy no choice. He would give Tommy no choice. She
and
gotta
what
die.
and this other person, again, that other person's not there for no reason. They didn't just bring this guy and say, oh, he's a distro from the West Coast. The end. That dude is there for a reason, dude.
No,
That
I thought dude would be there because the goal for Jason was to actually in the end kill Tommy and Ghost.
well, at the end of the day, why they're working
That's his goal.
together, is that of what he's been doing. I wouldn't be surprised. It's like, whoa, you got a girl in your operation that's jeopardizing things, and she's talking to the feds.
But the problem
Yeah,
is,
that's bad
has
for
she been
me.
has she been jeopardizing anything?
Yeah,
I know what
yeah.
two been in them
That
said,
that,
but
that
technically, what
well,
did LaKeisha do?
the faulty gun, killing somebody in the shop. She's bringing heat, bro. She's
But
bringing heat.
but legit, everything you saying was done by two bit Spanky. That had nothing to do with her.
Yeah, but they know how to run the system. They don't get scared. Look, she wanted to call the feds in self-defense.
But that's my point, Najee. That's the point I'm making.
But I'm telling
If
you,
you're Tommy and you get to the point where you can, exactly what he said to Tariq, where I can no longer trust you, why would I keep you around?
I just don't see
That's been
Tom. I
that's
don't
been
see.
Tommy's MO.
I don't see.
Did we see Tommy killing Holly?
I yeah,
What happened?
but which one does he like more
What do you mean?
between Holly and LaKeisha?
I would say Holly. Holly was around much longer than Lakeisha's been
Did
around
he did he
for
let
Tommy.
Holly run? Did he let Holly run the game or be part of the organization? No. And when she wanted
But
to, that
did
got
he
her
have?
killed.
Did he not have any option? Because that's the only reason Lakeisha's involved because he has no option.
He don't have to have her in it. He
Who
wants
else was
to.
going to do it?
He
Who
wants
else was going to do it?
to build.
No, he wants Tasha to do it, and Tasha told him, "No, you let
Exactly.
her do it."
Exactly.
Tasha
But
told him that though.
but he likes her, so he's deciding that that's where he's
He
in
loved,
this
he
story.
loved his dad too, and still killed his father when he thought he was snitching.
I guarantee
Loved his
that
father.
that West Coast distro is going to be the one that comes and clean up somebody in that family, and that's going to be the ultimate. Right now, Ghost wants to kill Jason. Tommy probably doesn't want to because he knows that's where he gets all his stuff from, and it's going to have to do something to drive Tommy to saying, "Fuck this, we got to go get this guy."
I'm about to say I don't think so. I think Tommy would kill him in a heartbeat and just get. I mean, they picked up distros on this show like there's nothing.
He's never made any actions to saying that that's what he wanted to do. He came in
Up,
there.
up,
He
up
came
until
in there.
Jason didn't give
Look,
him an option.
he came in there to Jason, and he pretty much was crying like, "How you just gonna just get me out the game like that? I ain't did
Yes.
nothing but bring you money." That don't sound like a guy that's just willing to go get him out of there.
I mean, but Ghost sounded the same way with his distro before they killed him. Like you never had bad feelings towards them until you have no other option but to kill him.
We'll see.
I
Most
don't think you need anything else to make that happen. I think LaKeisha talking to the feds is going to play a big role for Tommy again because that's Tommy's trust issues popping up all over again.
Jason ain't gonna like it. Anyway, let's wrap this episode up. And again, all the information for everybody's channel and everything's in the description. Definitely check out last week's episodes and so forth. We'll be back next week for episode 8. Damn, I forgot what it's called that quick. Talking to the Devil.
Mm-hmm.
Did I say that right? Talking to the Devil.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Deal with the Devil.
Deal with the
And
devil.
we'll talk about that next week. But yeah, again, thank you for tuning in tonight. Definitely leave us some comments in the description. Let us know what you think is going to happen for next week's episode, what your thoughts is for this week's episode, and we'll get you guys next week.